Hello, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Dre Roller boy. Dre Rollers in the house. What we got going on over here? This is my kit box. This is my first babies. I just put them in right now. It's raining outside, so I had to get all these babies in here because these guys are going to go into training now. The way that I do this, every year I fly a brand new kit. So right now I have 23 babies. They're already weaned. They eat by themselves. So now we're gonna fill up this tray with some food, and we're gonna make sure that before I cut, look at this. This is what I do. I give them a lot of food at the very first 3 days, and then I start reducing the food level as the days go by, because I want them to get used to this coop right here, this kit box. So what I'll do is I leave them here for a couple of days, maybe about 5 days before I let them out. But every day I will be reducing the feed level so that by the time I let them out, they are completely starving. So that way I can get them back in. And that's how I'm gonna train them. I do this every year. I've been doing this for 10 straight years in this loft. So I know what I'm doing with this. You know, you can't keep these babies starving the first day because they will go under. They just came from their parents who they're still begging for food and eating and everything like that. So we want to keep the food intake very, very, very strong, like if they were being fed by their parents. So now when I fill up the food here, this tray with food, the first 2 days they'll have food all day long. And then on the third day, they'll still have food the whole day, but not a lot. They'll eat mostly in the morning, and then I'll pull the tray out, and then I'll give them a little bit more again in the afternoon. And then on the day that I let them out, that day I won't feed them at all. But I will reward them when they come back in the coop. As soon as they come back in the coop, sometimes I will have to catch them by hand to put them back in because I don't think all these guys fly yet. So I will put them back in, and when they're all in, everybody eats. And they will not eat a lot. They will just eat enough so that they can survive through the night because the next day is training all over again. So I want to talk about the colors on these birds. These are all Birmingham rollers. A lot of black birds. They look dark right now, but most of them are kites. Kites is a gene that comes from the almond. You can't get a real good almond without the kite, because the kite is what puts the colors in the almond. Those black speckles that you see, some nice almonds, those colors come from kites. So we have I think we have about 3 or 4 almonds in here. The rest are all kites and like blue checkers and all that. That's okay, because these are my flying birds. I do not expect to have all these birds by the end of the summer. By the end of the summer, I will have less because the hawk will hit them. They will fly high and they will get lost and the wind will come and everything. There will be drama around here, believe me. So I'm starting off with 23 youngsters for now, but I have more in the coop that are still in the box. And when I see that all these shelves are full, that every shelf, every bunk here is taken, that's when I will start putting. Because around here we have a lot of falcons, coopers, all kinds of stuff. Even a blackbird that eats pigeons. I don't know what kind of blackbird that is. It's not a crow, so don't tell me it's a crow because it's not. It looks like a falcon, but it's all black and it has a long tail like a cooper. So I never seen that kind of bird before. I looked at it. I try to look for it online. I try to look for it on a falcon book that I have here, and there's no such thing as a black falcon that I see on the internet or on the book. So I do not know what kind of bird that is. All I know that he does not dive at them like the falcon. What he does is he scares the birds, and then he pretends he's leaving. So when the birds make a left turn to go around, boom, he turns back, he counterclockwise and boom, nails one. And he gets him with his feet. So that gives me an indication that he's some kind of a falcon. I'm not saying he's a falcon, he's something of a hawk or a falcon or something. He's skinnier than a crow, and he's got wings like a Cooper hawk and the tail like a Cooper hawk, but he's all black, and there's usually 3 of them. So when those 3 guys come, it's guaranteed I'm losing something because they do not play. I don't know what kind of birds they are, but that's why I have to fill up all these boxes, all these bunks with baby rollers, so that I could have a nice kit and then train them and fly. And every day, or every 2 days, or every 3 days, I will be losing one. Believe me, because around here it's like the flying in the place from hell. And then these rollers are a month after I train them, you're not gonna see them so easy, because now after they get hit by the falcon so many times and the hawks, they will learn how to fly, and they do not play. That's been my experience for the 10 years I've been flying out of this kit box right here. We start with a lot of babies, and by the time July comes, it feels like I got half of what I started. And that's the bottom line. You want to fly birds, you got to go with the flow. You know, you don't want to lose birds, don't let them out. I let these guys out because I like to fly. First of all, I'm a breeder, a flyer, and then the last thing that I am, I'm an exhibitor. I show birds in shows. But my primary purpose, I love flying pigeons, and if I lose some, so that's what it is. And if I see that by August I'm way down on birds, then that's it. Now I know that by the time September comes, I won't have none. Then I will stop flying. So if I don't want them to get eaten, then I will just stop flying by August. A couple of years ago, I had stopped flying in July. I didn't even get a chance to go to August, because by the time July came, I was way half of what I started. I started with 72 babies, and by the time I realized, I'm down to like 31 babies. So I lost over 40 birds to the falcons and the hawks. I'm not crying about it. It's the name of the game. Like I said, you don't want your birds to get eaten by falcons, don't fly pigeons. Or do something else, I don't know. Do what I do with the showbirds. My showbirds never come out. They're locked up, they're doing time. They're in jail forever. You know, it's not cruel. It's a specialty. People have been keeping pigeons in cages for thousands of years. You don't have to let them out. If they're not for flying, they're not for flying. And if they're for flying, they're for flying. My showbirds are for show. Those don't fly out. They're healthy. They have beautiful colors. I get lots of babies. I get to win shows. I get to compete. That's a different ballgame. But when it comes to performance rollers do not perform in your kit box. They perform up in the air. So if you want them performing and you want to see the roll and the how deep and all that, and you got to let them out. And if you're scared, get yourself a dog, walk the dog, and keep the dog on the leash. This is Dre Rollers, your boy. You know, let's see what you say later in the comments, because I'm just giving it to you raw like it is. You know, I fly birds, and I know for sure that I'm gonna lose some. And if like I'm gonna give you an example of something that I've done before. When I breed very rare colors that I know for sure I definitely want to show that roller in a show, the first thing I do is don't let him out. I keep him right where he was born at, in the breeding box, in the breeding coop. I keep him in the breeding loft. That bird never comes out, because I do not fly my breeders. I only fly young kids. And then by the time the show season comes, I still got that little wild looking eye color that I wanted to, you know, preserve for the show season. See? So I know what I'm doing when it comes to this. I have a lot of experience when it comes to flying pigeons. I've been flying pigeons since 1973. And what, this is 2024, so you do the math and let me know how much time I got flying pigeons. I'm not great on math, but I'm great at flying pigeons. That's for sure. I've been flying pigeons since the 3rd grade, man. I used to fly pigeons in the window coop out of a slum building in the Lower East Side in my bedroom. We had no landlord because the building was condemned. We lived in an abandoned building just about. We had no landlord, no super, no nothing. We had no hot water, rats in the apartments. And my mother was waiting for the projects to call us so that we could move into the projects. And while we were waiting for the projects, I built myself a coop in the window, shoved it out the window. I have ballheads, tiplets, flights. They were 50 cents a bird back then, so you know they weren't the greatest birds, but they used to fly, and I used to catch strays. At 13 years old, I had a coop in the roof. And I had a lot of nice yellow tiger caps, red tiger caps, dun model caps, nice flights. Guess what? They were not mine. I caught them. I nailed everybody that had a coop around me. All those, I have real nice red ballhead caps. The same thing. I caught them with 50 cents burrs. I'm training a stock of tiplets with black beaks. Flights with touch beaks for 50 cents in the pet shop. I used to go to a pet shop on Avenue A in 9th Street called Frank's Pet Shop. I used to buy a pigeon feed, 10 pounds for $1. And 10 pounds was a lot of, $1 was a lot of money back then, especially for a kid. So I had to walk like 14, 15 blocks back to my house with 10 pounds of bird feed in a sack draped over my back. And by the time I got there, man, my mother used to say, man, what the hell is wrong with you? And I said, Mom, I had to go buy some feed. And how did I get that $1? I used to wash, mop and sweep buildings and clean up backyards and everything just to make money to get some pigeon feed. Go to Key Food and bag up groceries for change. And back then, nobody gave you a quarter. They'll give you 5 cents, 10 cents. The most you got was a dime and a nickel. And with that money, I would save it to buy bird feed. And I could come out of school, go up the roof, and fly some pigeons with my friends around the block. And by the time it was 6 o'clock, my mother was yelling out the window to come down and eat. So there you go. That's the story of Dre Rollers. And with that, I hope you enjoyed my video. My young ones are gonna be looking good in a few days. They're a little scared right now because I put them in the loft. I mean the kick box. And we'll show you a video soon so you can see how different they'll be acting in a few days. Right now, they're scared because they just took them from their parents and put them in this kit box. And we're gonna see. And with that, this is Dre Rollers, your boy. See y'all.